All right, let's talk about the extended constructed response, or ECR. It's one of those things that can feel super intimidating. But today, we are going to break down a really simple but powerful strategy to turn that confusing prompt into a totally doable plan. You know the feeling, right? You see that ECR prompt, you glance at the long text you have to read, and your mind just goes blank. It's easy to feel overwhelmed, like you're supposed to find some hidden secret in there. But what if you could walk in knowing exactly what you were looking for from the first word? Think about it like this. You would never get in the car and just start driving without knowing where you're going, right? Or try to cook a meal you've never heard of without a recipe? Of course not. So why on earth would we start reading a text without first figuring out what our task is? It's the difference between wandering around hoping to get lucky and taking a direct path straight to a great score. So here's our roadmap for this explainer. First, we'll pinpoint the real challenge. Then, we'll find our destination in the prompt. After that, we'll create our secret weapon, a guiding question. Then we'll talk about how to read with purpose, and finally, how to pull it all together for a winning response. Okay, first things first, we need a major mindset shift. The toughest part of an ECR is almost never the text itself. Nope. The real challenge is understanding exactly what the prompt is asking you to do. If you don't get the task right, you're just reading. You're not actually gathering the evidence you need. And this is the key takeaway, right here. The biggest mistake you can make is diving into the text first. Your first move, always, should be to break down the prompt. That's your instruction manual. That's your destination. Everything, and I mean everything, starts there. So how do we actually do that? Well, we find our destination, and that means identifying what we call the writer's task. It's the core command in the prompt that tells you exactly what kind of thinking and what kind of writing you need to do. Let's work with a real example. Say you get this prompt. Now read that carefully. Your job isn't just to say the theme is survival. The real task is to explain how the author builds that theme. How do they do it? That little word, how, changes everything. And now for my favorite part. The absolute game changer. We're going to take that writer's task and turn it into one simple, powerful question. Seriously, this question is going to be your secret weapon. It's like putting on a pair of special glasses that helps you see exactly what you need in the text. And look how easy it is. Step 1, you just pull out the task. Explain how the author develops the theme of survival. Step 2, you get rid of the command word, which here is explain. And for step 3, you just turn what's left into a question. We just add does, tweak the verb a little, and pop a question mark on the end. And bam! How does the author develop the theme of survival? That is your mission. Okay, and I cannot stress this enough. This question is a tool for you. It's for your brain. It's what you use to guide your thinking and your highlighting while you read. It does not go anywhere in your final essay. Think of it as your notes for the recipe, not an ingredient in the final dish. So, why do all this? Because now, you're not just passively reading. You're on a mission. You're a detective. Every single sentence you read is now filtered through that one question. Does this help me answer my question? Let's look at what that does for you. When you have that question locked in your brain, your reading becomes incredibly efficient. It forces you to focus. It helps you ignore all the fluff and the details that don't matter for this task. Suddenly, you can spot the perfect quotes, the key character moments, the exact pieces of evidence you need. Your highlighting and notes go from random to laser-focused. All right, let's talk about the payoff. How does this simple plan actually get you a better score? Easy. This whole process is reverse engineered to give the people grading your essay exactly what the official scoring rubric says they're looking for. Just look at how these things are scored. A whopping 3 out of 5 points come from organization and development of ideas. That's your main point, your structure, and your evidence. Our planning method is aimed squarely at nailing that big slice of the pie. Yeah, grammar and spelling matter, but the real heart of your score is your ideas. And this chart lays it all out. Look at the difference. A top scoring response has a clear idea, specific and relevant evidence, and a strong organization. A low scoring one, well, the idea might be there, but it's fuzzy. The evidence is weak, and it's all over the place. This method is designed to put you firmly in that top scoring column. See that phrase? Specific, well-chosen, and relevant.
That is pulled word for word from the rubric for a top score, and that is precisely what your guiding question helps you find. It's not a coincidence. By hunting for the answer, you are automatically collecting the high-quality evidence that gets you the best score.
So finding that awesome evidence is half the battle. The other half is organizing it. It's not enough to just find the puzzle pieces. You have to put them together in a way that makes sense. A clear structure isn't just nice to have, it's the foundation of a top-tier essay.
And a simple pre-writing frame like this is your blueprint. Once you've used your question to collect all your evidence, you can just plug it into a structure. You state your main idea or thesis. Then, for each body paragraph, you give your topic sentence, drop in the evidence you found, and then explain how that evidence helps answer your guiding question. It's a foolproof way to stay organized.
So let's rethink what an ECR is. It is not a test of some kind of writing magic. It's a test of process. And now, you have the very first, and honestly, the most important step in that process completely figured out. You've gone from feeling lost to being in total control.
So next time an ECR is in front of you, don't even look at the text. Look at the prompt. The real work, the work that sets you up for an amazing score, starts with one simple decision. What question will you ask first?